What's happening? What's happening? It's Marcus Miller. We're gonna do something really interesting. I'm going to talk about playing the bass like this. We have 3 different bass players who I'm gonna explain this process to. We're gonna start with a young guy, a slightly young guy, and a slightly older guy, all students of the bass at different levels. And I'm gonna see if I can convey this information in a way that they can understand and absorb, okay? So we're gonna have some fun. You ready? What's up, Julian?
Hey. Hi, Marcus.
My son's name is Julian. How old are you?
I'm 13.
How long have you been playing bass?
2 years.
How's it going?
Pretty well. I'm having a lot of fun.
You like it?
Yeah.
What made you decide to play the bass?
I used to play piano, but then when I joined my new school, a lot of people played piano, and I thought bass would just be more fun.
And plus, you'll get a lot more work as a bass player than a piano player. Everybody needs a bass player, right? I started on clarinet, and there was no clarinet in soul music or funk music, and I said, man, I want an instrument that's like part of this cool thing that was going on. And you know who were big at the time? The Jackson 5, Michael Jackson and his brothers. But Michael was 10 at the time, and I was 10, 11, 12. I really identified with them. I had an afro, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And the bass on their records back in the 70s was so cool. The bass player on the records, his name was James Jamerson. And he played on a lot of different records. I was attracted to the bass and, man, got into it. And when I played those first couple of notes, I said, this is what I want to do, you know? And the bass lines back in the 70s went like, that's how bass lines went back in the day, right? The soul records back in the 70s, the drums weren't that loud. The bass guitar was like the foundation of the music. So a nice beefy sound was happening. Have you ever heard of Larry Graham?
Yes.
Okay, so you know Larry Graham is from this area. He's from Oakland originally, right?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's from Oakland. He played in a gospel trio with his mother, and he played guitar. And his mother played the organ, and she played the bass pedals. So she had the organ happening and the bass with her feet, and they had a drummer, so it was a trio. Mom's bass pedals broke, and so he rented a bass, just temporarily. Turns out the organ pedals could not be fixed. They were broken beyond repair, right? So Larry was kind of stuck on the bass guitar, right? But the good thing was, he didn't know any of the rules about bass playing, right? And since he figured I'm just playing this bass temporarily, he didn't have to know the rules. Later down the line, the drummer quit or had to leave the group. So now it's just him and Mom. He's playing the bass with no drummer. So instead of playing, he said, man, I need some drums. So he said, or if they're playing like, you know, he went, right? He's kind of playing very rhythmic.
Yeah.
Thumping the bass. He called it thumping and plucking because that's what you were doing. He'd play bass lines like this. Almost like drums and bass at the same time, right? It just took the bass world by storm. I went to a talent show, right? And the bass player at the talent show was playing like that. He went, and we were like, and everybody said to me, my friends, can you play like that? And I said, yeah, man, I can play like that. I was not gonna leave my room until I could at least get a basic sound. So bass playing with your thumb creates a whole new kind of set of things you can do. So you're playing basically finger style. Have you ever tried to do the thumb thing?
Just a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's the hardest thing when you try to do it?
Probably the thumping. The plucking comes more naturally for me, but the thumping, not as much.
So the hardest part, to me, at least the first thing you got to do is figure out how to hit only one note at a time, right? Because you're not used to like being that precise with your thumb, right? So instead of, you got to go. Do it enough times where you can be more precise with where you hit it. And then you see that I'm putting things in between, right? I'm not going. No. Because first of all, when you play like this, it's easy to stop the note. Play a note, play a G, the high G, right? And when you want it to stop, what do? You touch it again, right? Right? But if you're playing like this, it's harder to do that.
Yeah.
So you use this hand. Hit the thumb, right? And stop it. Yeah. Do that again. Now move it all the way back. Listen to the different sound. Right? It feels different,
Yeah.
right? Make that loud now. Check it out. Here's soft. Right? Now check this out. Do that. So you see what starts to happen, right? Sometimes you can hit the string, but not let it ring at all. Call them dead notes or ghost notes. Like that. Try that. Yeah, there you go. Try it on the funky note. Try it on the E string. Keep doing that. Look at that. You're twice as funky as you were when you walked in here. Put 2 ghost notes in there. Try it. Come on, man. Now listen, you haven't plucked at all yet, right? Yeah. You're just working on the thumb, right? And so now you figured out a lot of it. All you have to do is fool around with rhythms, right? And ghost and live notes, right? Figuring out the plucks. This is your snare drum, this is your bass drum. And then you fool around with that, right? And then when I see you in 9 months and you got all that down, I'll show you another step. All right?
All right. Thank you.
What's your name?
Sedge.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Marcus.
And you're 18, right?
Yep.
And you play here with the SF Big Band?
Yeah.
Okay. And you play upright?
Yeah.
Mostly?
Mostly.
And you double on bass guitar
Yeah.
when you have to?
I mean, I enjoy playing it with my friends.
Have you ever messed around with playing like this?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But normally you're playing finger style, right?
Yeah.
Play a little bit for me.
It's like,
I know.
I've been messing
I'll
around
put you on the
with
spot. I
lately.
don't care. Play.
Yeah. Like,
Good, yeah. So thumbing, like I was showing Julian, right? So play some thumb for me. Oh, I played on that record.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm like, that sounds familiar. Let's see. So you see, like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Like my hand is always playing rhythm. You want to have your own metronome happening, right? You don't want to try to grab the notes out of the sky. It's too easy for you to fall out of the pocket, right? And the pocket, especially like R&B groove-oriented music, any kind of groove-oriented music, you got to keep that pocket happy. So I'm like, if you solo my track, like you hear a record and you press solo on the track, I'm like, and my foot, it's all rhythm. Right? So it's, right? And I decide which notes to fret. I mean, sometimes that's too much. But you know what, the concept is still the same. Even if I'm playing the wrong notes, it's gonna be in time. You know what I mean? So play with me,
Okay.
We're gonna play the same bass line together. If you mess up, don't worry about it. Okay, just play. Now here's what you do. Check it out what you do. You're going. You're going. So you gotta be a percussionist over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
what I'm
see.
saying?
Like you have like a constant
Yeah.
flow going on
It's a
in
constant
that
thing,
hand. I feel
right?
like I'm not loose enough with it.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know. They don't recognize it. You know, they're focused on here or just attacking the string.
Yeah. No, because I spend so much time doing this. And I'm
Yeah,
just like the
but you
notes
do
I'm
that when you
playing,
play like that, don't you? Don't you go? Right, it's all the same. Yeah. Right, and make sure that sucker is a metronome. Yeah. Okay, don't just let it kind of. Yeah. Like a. Nothing accidental.
Yeah.
Nothing kind of like half. You know, you're the bass player.
You're right.
You know, you're the drummer with tone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You and the drummer are locking, and you're just as in the beat as he is. This is how I operate. You know, I feel like the drummer and myself, we're the ones who are setting up everything, and your fingers have to be as exact. So I'm always, all the time, just making sure my rhythm is exact. And here too, I'm sitting here going. Right? I'm like, everything is locked. Rhythmic accuracy, you know, with this too, right?
Sir.
Marcus.
Tiny.
Tiny, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I got a Federa fretless.
Yeah, I know. I wanted one, but I chose to.
You can only get one at a time.
one every 7 years.
One every 7 years, and you got to save up, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. How long you been playing? You've been playing. What age were you when you started?
15.
Did you play an instrument before that?
Drums in church.
Right. So your rhythmic thing is right then.
For the most part.
Because you came from drums.
Yeah, yeah. For the
Right.
most part.
Guys who come from melodic instruments and then they play the bass.
Yeah.
Then you got to start honing them in.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you playing bass before you started slap?
Maybe a year.
Okay.
A year and a half or so.
And what made you decide that you wanted to slap? Because of the solo thing?
Because of you. I heard you, and then everybody else started falling in line. So I wanted to know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's an attention grabber for the
Right.
for the most part.
Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yes.
Because I started playing bass about 13, right?
Okay.
And I was playing Motown style, you know, finger style. But when Graham came, it was for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That dynamic thing, you know, was so strong. So I got on it, just like everybody at my age in that era. We got on it. But then I started learning jazz, right? And then I decided I want to see if I can incorporate like the thumb thing in more subtle ways. Became a music studio musician in New York. You come to the studio, they got the sheet music there, you play, and you sign your form to get paid, and you bounce to the next one. Sometimes it was music for commercials, sometimes it was music for record days, right? So I noticed, because this is the early 80s, that people's TV speakers were such that you couldn't hear the bass sometimes, because the speaker's only that big, right?
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Hey, Johnny needs Pampers, right? Oh, he fell, right? Right? You can hear the bass clear as day because of the high ends, because that makes the sound of the bass more dynamic.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay any attention. I was just doing it for fun, you know, because it was music for commercials. It wasn't like getting anybody's attention, right? And then at night, I go to the clubs in New York and work on my eventual solo thing, you know, and I'm playing finger style. I'm doing everything that I think is going to make me have my own individual sound, right? And then somebody said to me, dude, I heard you on so-and-so's record, you know, record that I didn't pay any attention to. Your sound is right there. You already have your sound. I said, wait, you talking about like, He said, yeah, what's wrong with you, man? And I said, wow, it's already there.
Yeah.
And I think that happens for a lot of artists. You know, you're trying to manufacture a sound, but what you play normally from your heart when you're not thinking, that's usually where it's at, you know.
Yeah, unaware.
And my man, Lenny White, who was my mentor, Lenny White drummer who played with Chick Corea and everybody, I had asked him, man, I want my sound so bad, man, what do I have to do? He said, just play and play from your heart and don't worry about it. And one day you're gonna hear a recording or you hear, you know, something and you're gonna go, oh wow, that's me. I recognize it right away. So anyway, now I'm gonna play a groove for you and you do your best on the slapping tip, all right? What key you like?
Whatever
Give me a key.
Whatever key you want to play.
All right, let's do G, not E. You know, slapping, like E is the key of life
Of
for
course.
slapping.
Of course.
The sun comes out when you play it. Anyway, here you go. Good. So listen, what I want you to do, because you can play, you know you can play, so don't front, right? But
Yes, sir.
I want you to start telling stories, right? I want you to start, because you got everything under your fingers that you want to do. I want you to hear what you're playing, not just let your fingers do the things that you're comfortable with, right? Hear what you're playing and develop stuff.
Okay.
Right? So play a groove for me. Now you go. Now, respect your ideas more, all right?
Okay.
If you play something good, let it sit,
Okay.
right? Let people hear it
No problem.
and digest what you did,
Yes, sir.
right? Because if I keep talking, I don't leave any spaces, then all I do is say word after word after word after a while, you develop a resistance to what I'm saying. But if I go, check this out. This is the one thing I want you to retain if you don't retain anything else. Tell a story, right? Every time I leave a pause, you're like, who does that? Miles did that, right? Who leaves space? It's hard when you're a bass player to leave space, because when you solo, there's nobody else playing half the time, right?
Yeah.
So you feel uncomfortable,
Yes,
and
sir.
you feel like you know, you played 100 incredible things, right? But respect them, let them sit, you know, develop them, you know, give them some room to breathe. Because when I'm playing from jazz, that's what you focus on, you know, like not just, you know, I mean, some people play like that, and some people are very good at playing like that. But I think the people who touch folks emotionally are the people who know they don't play all the notes, they play the good ones, you know. And if you play a line, what's the next logical answer to that line you just played? Hear it. What's next, right? Let's switch keys. Go to A, right? Let's go. Play that. the song, right? Yep. Yes. Come on now. Come on, Tiny. Come on. Do you hear what you're doing?
Yes,
You hear
sir.
what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
You setting up expectations of the listener because you played a lick, you played it again, and they go, oh, he's gonna do it again. But you do something else, you know, you're fooling with people's emotions and their expectations. And then they start to be involved in your solo, right? Just like you just did. I mean, maybe you play like that all the time, but I'm taking credit.
I mean, hey, you've been my inspiration, so I would not deny it.
But you know what I'm saying,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
It's just because you're playing the bass. Now I'm helping you because I'm accompanying you properly,
Yes, sir.
right? Like when I hear you at the end of your phrase, I'm helping you. Like the deacon at the church, I'm going amen, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Which a lot of musicians don't know about, even like accompanying musicians, you know? They don't know about helping you with your solo, staying out of your way, and then helping you with a response or something that builds the energy because they feel you going there, right? But that's what we just did, you know? And then you're putting all your stuff in there. And then you're using your technique that you have to tell the story, right? And to me, you was killing it, man. Get out of here, man. Sounds beautiful, man.
Thank you, sir. I love
Beautiful.
you, man. Appreciate your
You too, bro.
inspiration. Yes, sir.
My pleasure.
Hey everyone, Terrence Blanchard here. Thanks for watching this video. If you dug it, be sure to give it a like or leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got lots more videos coming out soon. Last note, if you want to watch some amazing concerts filmed at our venue, head over to our website and check out SF Jazz at Home. Thanks for your support and stay tuned.